Welcome back to LETV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any upcoming content. Let's do this. Right guys, so we're back. I'm here today in Edinburgh and I'm with hip hop artist and One Nation's Records CEO, Tru. How you doing, man?
I'm good, how are you?
Cheers for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Aye. It's been fun setting up in here in your wee studio, eh?
It took some time,
Small
space.
We've got our drinks and that. Backed up, he's treating me well. I've got coffee, Coca-Cola, got my fags, smoking indoors and that. Sound man, well, cheers for coming on. And we'll probably just get bashed right on with it then, on with the first part. So it's basically based on like where you're from, where you grew up, what sort of life was like for you in your teens. You can say as much as you want, really. Some people don't want to get themselves in trouble with too much in that. But so where were you born? Where did you kind of grow up in that?
I was born in Edinburgh, raised really in Leith and Wester Hills because I had family in Wester Hills. But I spent most of my time in Wester Hills, even though I went to school here and stayed here, like in the Leith area. But it was mainly always in Wester Hills.
You were up Wester Hills mostly, like kicking about. Aye,
after school, go straight to Wester Hills and spend the weekend in Wester Hills.
Aye.
So I was only in Leith for like school and
went to school in Leith and but you actually lived in Wester Hills, but went to school in Leith.
No, I lived in Leith. And then always went to Wester Hills because my family was there.
Oh, right, cool, aye.
But so when I got older, I ended up moving to Wester Hills.
Aye, a lot of your pals were up that way in that Wester Hills.
Aye.
Sound. And so you went to school, in Leith?
I went to Leith Primary.
Aye, Leith Primary.
Leith
nice.
Academy.
Sound, aye.
Then Portobello because they kicked me out of Leith Academy.
Aye.
For being stupid.
Right, aye. I went to Drummond Day, so we were like in the rival school, eh? Drummond and Leith Academy. Go spark a fag, why no?
Soon I got sent to Porto, I never realised that as soon as they found out he came to Leith Academy, I had to go out there like.
Aye. Just the competition between Porto and Leith, basically. No,
it was more like a lot of people from Nidri went to Porto. So
right.
Found out I was a Leith fan. It was just like, they're going to make my life hell. I need to get back to Leith.
I was alright. I kicked about up Muirhouse and that, and Granton and Telford and Drylaw and that a lot when I was like 18, and I had that same sort of banter with them up there because I was technically for Leith, and it was always just banter though, because I was mates with enough folk up there. But every time I went to a house party or that, folk would do it to wind me up, like Ken Pete's for Leith, kind of in the middle of a party in Muirhouse, like, why would you do that, mate? But funny, silly stuff. Like it's only when you're young. It's only when you're young laddies it even matters. Like,
I only found out today his name's Pete.
Aye, again, I'm getting this quite a lot. That's like a couple of podcasts now. Folk are like, is that your name?
I've never known that until today, mate.
I ken your name, but actually, it's Mark. There we go. Aye, took me a wee minute there though. By the way, like I didn't really record people's names. Apart from Mad Hats, because I've kent him since he was like 4 or something.
See, Mad Hat always told me he doesn't like getting called by his real name.
Aye.
But he'll call me Mark every chance he gets.
Does he? Aye.
And I'm like, how does this work, mate?
I can't, I sometimes wind him up, or my missus always calls him by his name and that. She's just like that's just like a missus thing to do, eh?
Aye. I mean, I was at a gig once and someone called him by his real name and I just saw the look on his face and I was like, he doesn't like that.
I can't, it's like so many folk didn't ken his name, eh? So we'll keep you guessing. We'll no blurt it out.
Mystery.
Maybe on another podcast. Type in the comments if you want to ken Mad Hat's name. Mad Hat's raging. The winner gets a prize. Nah, I'm joking. Sound man. Well, so you basically like grew up in Wester Hills, went to school and stayed in Leith, but you kicked about Wester Hills and that was your stomping grounds.
Every chance I got.
Aye, cool. See, Wester Hills an area I didn't care nothing about. I mean, even to this day, if I go up Wester Hills with a dicky where I'm going, once I get in the wee streets and that, I'm pure lost, eh?
It's definitely changed now. It's way quieter than it used to be.
Because it used to be mad. It used to be
When we
lots
were
of
growing up there,
stories.
it was dodgy.
Aye.
But we never knew it was dodgy at the time because that was just how it was. Until
Aye.
you get older and you look back and think, fuck, that was dodgy.
Aye, well, I mean, it had a mad reputation. My brother worked at the WEC, eh?
Did he?
Aye, he was a lifeguard at the pool at the WEC, eh? So he used to come back a lot saying, like, some of the stories for the pool, things that would be happening and kind of, like, stuff kicking off just even in the pool.
Aye. I've seen people like Westbourne and whoever they were rivals with fighting in the WEC as they were swimming.
Aye.
I'm like, that is mental.
And just widos.
Fighting in the pool.
And sometimes folk, just widos, eh? Folk used to jump in the pool and pretend they were drowning just to get the lifeguards to jump in. Like, so my brother used to tell me all these stories like, oh man, sitting there on his wee seat, somebody would fake that they're drowning, he'd jump down and actually jump at the pool, just winded you up, mate, soaking wet in his shorts and that.
Aye, it's mental. I've seen some stuff happen in the WEC that's dodgy.
Aye, it's actually a school, eh?
It's a school, like.
Aye, Wester Hills Education Centre. Aye, the WEC.
The WEC.
You'll have been impressed, I Kent, the short
I
name, eh?
am, mate, I am.
As I say, just because my brother worked there, eh? But aye, sound man. Well, so what were you like in your teens? Have you always been into hip hop music?
Always.
Aye, I can imagine probably even back when you were 16, 18, you were getting into Tupac and stuff like that. Or...
Way before then.
Aye, right.
When I think about 12, I was just
right.
listening to hip hop. But then I was like 13 is when I started recording music.
Aye, 13. Aye, nuts. Aye.
So it's over 20 years in the scene, mate.
I didn't even record my first vocals. It was with Tommy Slack, eh? Before I even was making music with Mata, I recorded a verse at somebody's house. I think I was 18. So I was 18 when I first recorded my first vocals, like, eh? So I wasn't that young.
Aye, I was 13, mate.
Well, I've been listening to hip hop since like in high school, eh? So listening to it and loved Tupac and all that. But I just think, I don't know. And then I rocked like hip hop hoodies and things like that. But I never thought like I wanted to be a rapper. I think it was just like getting that bit older, eh? And realising, you can do this, eh?
Aye. When I first started off, I was having an American accent.
Aye.
And see now when I look, because I was like only listening to American music. I've never heard any Scottish rapper.
Aye.
At that time.
Mm.
So I was rapping American accent, and when I listen back to it, I'm like, fuck. It's embarrassing, like.
It's alright though, eh? It's quite common. There's a lot of folk.
I think everyone that I've spoke to have said I've always, when I first started, American accent.
Aye.
That's what
Word
we
and
knew.
that was the same for sure. I'm sure Word says he'd done American accent and that. Me and Mata are rare that we didn't do it, but I was probably a wee bit older. But we weren't influenced by other Scottish rappers that we just never rapped in American accents. It's weird, eh? But that
I
first
definitely did think.
that first tune I done with Tommy at his mate's house when I was young, I think I had an American twang. I wasn't totally American, but I was like swaggering my words with an American twang a wee bit.
I get what you mean. But came what's mad. See, my very first time recording. Do you remember those things in high school? You used them for like if you're learning French or something. They had all the wee headphone jacks, and you put the tape in and you press play and you could record.
Aye.
Well, we were playing football and
Had a wee microphone in that.
Aye.
Built in.
correct. I'm recording on that.
Aye.
So that was my first time ever recording. It was hi-fi speaker there. That thing would just go to school, recorded, had the instrumental playing over it, rapped over it, made a wee tape.
Quality, man, aye. Me and Matat, fucking, the first thing we ever actually recorded on was like one of these wee mic hangs. It's like a PC mic. You could even clip it on your clothes and that. We recorded into this wee mic hang, and it went into the PlayStation 1 and onto Music something. The program was like Music 1000 or Music something. And it was reprogrammed for PlayStation for fucking about making tunes. And
I remember something like that, actually.
That was the first thing we recorded on, in my bedroom. Had a PlayStation, I had the game, and it was just a game, but you made beats and tunes. And then there was a way you could record vocals, and we already like had wrote stuff in that. And it was just like, just young and daft, like yourself, like, let's record on this thing and that. And that was the first, we were like, check that, that's us on that. That's our voices. Like, that's it.
Aye, but brilliant, but
Aye, that's cringy. I didn't mind admitting it as well, though. Like, aye.
Then when I started getting mobile phones, I used to rap on my mobile phone.
Aye.
I've even got a few songs on YouTube that I recorded for a mobile phone
Aye,
that you shouldn't go and check out.
aye. Aye, we didn't rap much American accents, but a lot of the old tunes are cringy just at the delivery and that, and the quality. Like, I used to keep my voice way lower, and especially in the early Dark Rumour days, so I was always rapping really low and not really being myself and rapping as low as I could, and then as I got more and more cut, I became more my own voice tone. And then I look back on the early stuff, like, why did I put my voice so low like that? It was just to try and be hardcore. I think I was into Busta Rhymes and people like that, and RZA, and just like try to be like more, so I'd be like, coming through and you never it's like, and then like as I got more comfortable I was like, nah, it's a bit fake. But nice sound, man. So you were always into your hip hop from a young age then, recording well young. That's probably quite a record, there's probably other folk that have recorded that young as well, but like it's quite a young age to be recording your first stuff and that,
But I've always loved music though. Like, regardless what, I'm not really into that death metal stuff, but any type of music I'll listen to it. But hip hop's where the passion lies.
Aye. Did you were you much of like a hip hop head, or were you more like dress sense and that, or were you more an Edinburgh boy rapping, like in?
Nah, I used to wear all the baggy clothes and that.
Did you? Aye.
Couldn't run because I had to keep my trousers held up.
Aye, man, I was the same. Pulling your huff to run to grab a bus or cross a road quick. Pulling your trousers up with one hand. Like.
Had a belt just for show.
Aye.
And no use for the belt at all.
Big FUBU hoodies.
Remember them?
Aye, did you have them? Aye, FUBU hoodies and that, like.
Timberlands.
That fashion's totally died out, man. I mean,
Aye,
I used to wear baggy stuff all the time, I'm sitting right now in a pair of normal fitting jeans and that, It's like, times change and it's more fashion now as well, Even your biggest rappers aren't wearing baggy jeans anymore.
Okay.
Like, Kendrick Lamar and that looks like the average guy walking on the street, just normal jeans. And Eminem, just looks like, he doesn't look like the old Eminem, and it's how the fashions have changed, but aye, it was shit. As the fashions changed, I stopped wearing all my old shit because I was a bit like, I'm starting to look a bit like fucking Ali G here. You know what I mean? Like, I think Ali G and people that played a part in that. Like, I remember walking home one night, reeking, and a bunch of random boys shouting at us in the street and just about getting in a big fight because I was reeking, and they're shouting Ali G, and I'm fucking crossing the road having a go at them and everything. Like, I can't remember it properly, but I always remember like when Ali G came out, all of a sudden hip hop heads got a wee bit like targeted, like, you mate look like fucking Ali G and that. Like, no, but like Ali G looks like a hip hop head, and you don't know much about hip hop, so you think I look like Ali G.
Aye.
I liked Ali G as well, man. He was funny.
Ali G too.
Aye. Nothing against him. Like, he's one of the funniest guys. Like, all these characters and that. Sacra Cohen Baron.
It's not like that.
Aye, sound, man. So you've kind of told me sort of music you were into, and sort of fashions as well. You were into the cheesy hip hop wear like most of us.
Aye.
And what were you like as a kid? Were you a bit troublesome, or like hyper, or calm, quiet, shy?
I think troublesome. A lot of people have told me I'd try and instigate things, which I probably did.
Stir up things a wee bit.
Stir up things and that. Drank a lot for quite a young age, actually.
Aye, the old drinking in the parks and that sort of thing. Aye.
Pullers coming, pouring it in the drains.
Aye. Back in the days too, they literally did that more, we just take anything off you and chuck it down a drain and send you on your way. It was probably, I don't know, better in those days. Nowadays, folk get done for the slightest little thing, Getting. Aye.
Man, get done for saying the smallest thing.
Aye, I know, Aye, exactly, aye. We were chatting about that, Like, you can't say much these days.
Can't say nothing in these days.
To be fair, some things are probably good that it's handling, some things that people shouldn't be saying, but now it's kind of controlling what people are saying in total. And in order to control the bad things that are being said, it's kind of controlling what you can say now. And
but what can you say now? Because it doesn't matter what you say, someone's going to be, I was offended.
I know. I mean, you can literally, I don't think you can say anything negative about anybody about anything.
No, you can't.
Aye.
And that's what pisses me off the most, that you get people who feel so, what's the correct word to use here? Entitled. Super entitled to go through their lives without being offended.
Aye.
Life doesn't work like that.
I know, I don't know what else to ask you really about growing up and that. Is there anything else about your childhood? You kicked in and out of schools a few times. Did you say you went to a couple of schools anyway?
Started off in Leaf Primary, then Leaf Academy. I was a total dick in Leaf Academy and they kicked me out and sent me to Porty. Then I realised that Leaf Academy was actually right, and I'll go back, I'll straighten up.
So I can stay. Aye. I was a bit troublesome as well, like just I don't know, I can't even explain, you know what I mean? Probably the same as you. Just, you don't even know why you were like that when you were younger, eh?
No, I think it's mainly what you see, because growing up we seen like crazy shit.
Aye.
But at a young age and growing up through that, you're thinking that's normal.
Aye.
When you get older, you think that's definitely not normal.
Aye, I can. Aye.
So we were just like following suit. The people who were older than us, we wanted to be like them.
Now you probably look back on things and think, what was I doing, man? Like, and things you would never do now. Kind of like, I'm the same. Things you wouldn't even want to talk about. I think lots of folk are like that. Probably got things they don't want to talk about. And I'm the same. There's things you did when you were younger, like, wow. But it's because you were young. You were learning things. You were learning about life. And
Exactly.
Aye. I kicked about in those days, Leaf Walk and the Cut Gate and Easter Road, and I went to Drummond, and we were all just getting drunk in Montgomery Park, and so it was the same. That was just life, and that was normal, eh? And then you realise there's whole societies of kids that didn't go out and get drunk at the park and that, eh? They actually concentrate on doing well at school and that. Like, and now I've got kids, I'm trying to do that to them, like, kind of like.
But I've noticed since I've left school, I've learnt more. It's like school was just, I never learnt anything in school. It's not until I left, then I started hitting books, reading, and try to educate myself. I think I've educated myself more with no school involved.
Yeah, aye. I mean, it's school's just memory exercises. School's, it's basically like, here's books and information, get it in your brain and store it, and then at the end of the year we're going to ask you to write it back down again.
Aye.
Basically.
Aye. And they always told you how to fault, they never told you to change anything. Like, you can be this when you're older. It's always, when you leave here, get a job, work for the man, blah, 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 blah.
Aye.
It was never like, what's your dream?
Aye.
This is how you go about to get it.
I remember thinking it was like fourth year and it was all about careers and all that, and I thought about it later in life, and most of like me and my pals and all that, the teachers were sort of, I don't think it's really their fault or anything, it's just the way it was. They were pointing you towards, maybe you'd like to do a trade, or maybe you'd like to do, and it was always quite simple stuff. It was like, maybe I'd like to be a music producer. Oh, wait, a what? Like, no, maybe you want to be a joiner or something, kind of a car mechanic.
Aye.
All right, but I wasn't even thinking be a music, but that's what I mean. You're too young. All right, aye, I could do that. I could be a joiner, or I could be a car mechanic. And it's not till you hit like 25 you start going, I could do so much more. Like, but at 15 when you were asking me, I was going, aye, that would be all right, eh? Going,
aye. So even when I had jobs, like 9 to 5s and that, I was getting depressed because I didn't want to be here. This isn't what I want to do.
aye,
But I understand people go to work in that. Like, I'm not shitting on anyone working because you've got to do it. But I was miserable.
Aye.
And this is my time. I'm not getting this time back. And I'm spending it miserable.
That's why I went self-employed. I worked for sign companies till I was about 30, because I've just turned 40. I've been self-employed, so I was about 32 or something, and I decided it was doing my nothing. And that had been years, 32, and I'd left school, become a sign maker, worked for like about 6 or 7 companies. Like, I didn't even, that's how much it annoyed me. I'd moved to another, and it never got better. And it wasn't like you were treated really bad, it was just like, I'm no enjoying having somebody telling me what to do all day with an attitude. Where have you been? Your break ended at 10:02. That's 8 minutes to. Alright, I'm took 2 minutes longer on my break, and all this nonsense saying, like, you're meant to start at 8 in the morning. That's 6 minutes past. Like, right, I'll stay till 6 minutes past 5 then. Like, what's... And these things used to just drive me nuts. So I
Oh,
eventually...
they told me not to stay.
I wanted to go self-employed, and I was like, I'm just going to do it, So yeah, I got sort of help, support from my family as well when I first started, and my dad even flyered a wee bit for me and that, try to get me some work, and so
But going out yourself is scary.
Aye.
But who was that? Said, that Jimmy Iovine boy?
Aye.
He said, fear. If you keep fear in front of you, you're not going to go anywhere. If you let fear push you, then you're going to go places.
Aye. Was that on that album? Did he say that on Dre's album? Is that him talking on Dre's album?
Possibly.
Get fear behind you. I put fear behind me and made it
Use it as
me.
a wing.
Yeah,
Thing.
and instead of hiding behind fear, put it behind you and let it push you or something.
Aye.
I thought
And
that's
that
cool.
was
That must be him then that says that.
He says it on the Defiant one, the documentary.
Right, and that must be what Dre used it on one of his albums, that Compton album, that new one, recently.
Possibly.
Well, I think we're pretty much at the end of part 1, to be honest, man. We've had a good chat, Ken, a lot about you. We've covered some mad wee topics and that.
Okay.
So we'll just move on and take a wee break. And there's going to be a track played from Tru just now. Tru used to, anyone watching would know he was actually Tru Factz, and he shortened into the name to Tru. So you'll also find stuff online if you're looking under Tru Factz, but he's shortened it down to Tru. So yeah, there's going to be a track now from Tru, and all details will be on the screen, and we'll catch you again in a minute.
Sun-kissed, call that kiss by a goddess. Walking in the moonlight, so flawless. Is it time to try and live this life? Your worries, my worries. I just wanna hold you tight and get it right. I know it's all we can. I know life's a bitch, I'm a blessed or damned. One of them I am, but I'm still a man's man. Depression ain't sweet, got me running like I'm mad. Loud thoughts, the whispers and the screaming. I feel my soul bleeding while I'm looking for a meaning. I try hard to fight, won the battle, not the war. I'm sick of the rain, but in love with the storm. Holding on, but I don't wanna be here. I'm sipping holy water, but I still see these demons. What is freedom? Is there any on this land? Open up my pineal gland, it's not ruined by man. I speak truth, but they just say I'm moaning. They call that low levels of serotonin. Once the grape dry, hope the raisin ain't boring. I'm living in a race, but don't know where I'm going. Trying to find myself, but I'm lost. Looking at photos, but the old me is gone. I'm just an image of the world gone wrong. Society is crazy, got pills to get along. Life is so mad, living bad, can't fix it. What a time we've had, I'll be glad to leave prison. Prison of the mind, not yet done my time. Visions haunt me and the voices inside. Kamikaze thoughts, got no hope to live on. Prayers don't work, maybe I'm talking too long. Lying in my bed, mind on light speed. Thoughts after thoughts, and when my light stops shining, people say I'm crazy, I ask what is saying. Cause if you see the truth, you be question every day. I'm trying to find peace in a world that has none. I'm a revolutionist and the fight has begun. Stuck on medication, trying meditation. If they think you're different, they apply segregation. Always agitated, find myself in situations. I'm trying to show love in a world that's always hating. Sun-kissed, call that kiss by a goddess. Walking in the moonlight, so flawless. Is it time to try and live this life? Your worries, my worries. I just wanna hold you tight and get it right. I know it's all we can. I know life's a bitch, I'm a blessed or damned. One of them I am, but I'm still a man's man. Depression ain't sweet, got me running like I'm mad. Loud thoughts, the whispers and the screaming. I feel my soul bleeding while I'm looking for a meaning. I try hard to fight, won the battle, not the war. I'm sick of the rain, but in love with the storm. Holding on, but I don't wanna be here. I'm sipping holy water, but I still see these demons. What is freedom? Is there any on this land? Open up my pineal gland, it's not ruined by man. in this life? Am I just another patient? Fight hallucinations, always dark times waiting. Why am I praying when all I hear is my echo? Fighting in the shadows, in the darkness, won't let go. I'm agitated, they don't believe what I speak, but what I hear is truth and it makes sense to me. But when I speak truth, I see moral-azepine. I think I'm traumatized and I know it runs deep. I really want them gone and I want them to remain. You have me petrified, but we on the same page. Depression ain't funny, mental health ain't no joke, and I fight on my own with my back against the rope. When will this end, or will I always pretend? My smile hides pain, can't talk to my friends. Is this life? Cause if it is, have it back. I'm tired of trying, I just want to relax. Negative, positive, won't talk, talkative, prophet on the opposite of promises. Every day's a challenge with this chemical balance. I find it hard to manage, but our brain is always active. Paranoia is a hell within hell. It's okay not to be okay, but I'm not well. This is personal, but I had to open up, cause maybe I will get the help I need and I want.
Right guys, so that's us back. Hope you enjoyed that track from Tru. Details should all be on the screen if it's available, where you can get it, what the track was called and stuff. So we're going to just move straight on with the second part, which is pretty much based on sort of like main events in your life of maybe people you knew. You maybe had a friend that influenced you, or you went somewhere, or that pushed you into wanting to do music. What, maybe it was your surroundings, or what actually made you want to be like a rapper and make music?
Probably
Quite a hard one, eh?
A wee bit like probably listening to hip hop and thinking I like that.
Aye.
And then some of the stuff I was hearing, obviously not everything, but some of the stuff I was hearing on certain songs, I could relate to. I was seeing.
Aye.
So then I just started writing.
Kicking about in Wester Hales, with a lot of sort of crime and shit going on, and relating to that, eh? Aye. I had a similar sort of thing again as well, just kicking about in Leith, and hip hop music had that sort of same. You related to it because they were talking about the same sort of things that were just going on. Again, aye.
Cause we were young, seeing like. At the time, I don't really know what it was, but when you get older, you're like, fuck. Like, blades and stairs, like, obviously been using that, blood in staircases, syringes lying about, syringes in, like, the Bairns play parks, tinfoil lying about, or burnt in that. And thinking, what the fuck?
Aye.
And then when you grow up, you're thinking, fuck, I'd seen that as a child.
Aye. I mean, there was parts of Leith that were rougher than other parts of Leith. But whereas when you're talking about like Wester Hales and Muirhouse and even Gracemount back in the day, these areas were, most of the area was that rough. It wasn't like in Leith you've got nicer parts. Aye, exactly. Aye. And got to give Royston a shout as well. That had a pretty crazy reputation back in the day.
Aye.
But aye. So I could see like why that would be more your influence than mine, because you actually were in one of the main areas that was a massive crime area, eh?
But at the time, I never thought about, kind of people say like, I want to leave here, I need to get out here. I never thought about that. I always thought, I want to tell stories here.
Aye.
If to continue that, I need to be here.
Aye. Mm-hmm.
So, but I love Wester Hales. Yeah. I'd go back in a heartbeat.
Aye.
I would move back in a heartbeat.
Still kind of a lot of folk up there, like.
Aye. All my mates are there.
Aye. You still see your mates? Do you still go up to Wester Hales often, like?
I'm at Wester Hales all the time.
Aye, still. Aye. Just come down here to sleep.
Just come down here to sleep, mate.
Aye.
That's it.
That's mad, eh? I've never even visited a pal in Wester Hales, eh? Never kent anyone, never been in a flat, never like. Aye, I think I've only ever like passed through. Oh, that's Wester Hales, eh? they wee sort of viaducty roads can like go in between it and stuff.
What part?
I don't even know. You head out. So when you're coming off the bypass, and you come off, and there's a wee garage there and that, and then you can see the Wester Hills Flats on the left. There's some bus stops and.
You talking about near the West Side Plaza, the shopping centre? Odeon that.
Maybe. Aye, I'm so clueless.
I'm behind that.
Aye.
Like West Hills Park area.
Right. Aye. There you go. So that's sort of.
I just wanted to tell stories.
Aye, which is pretty cool. You're kind of making content out of the circumstances that you were surrounded in, like making music, and you had content there to talk about, which is common for a lot of rappers as well, in America and everything. That's pretty much what hip hop is.
Aye. News reporter for Western Hills. That's why I am.
That's it. Cool. And so that really mainly sort of pushed you into wanting to be a rapper. When did you maybe think about doing live shows and stuff? Did you make tunes for a while and then never think you were going to rap on a stage or that? Or
I never thought I'd rap on a stage.
Aye.
Always in the mirror, pretending it was a stage.
Aye.
And then I can't remember what happened. When was that there? The camera will see it, but the Saturday 16th.
Aye, MCF
gig.
Aye.
That was my very first gig.
Am I on there or that? Twisted Methods. There you go.
My very first gig, mate. Matt passed me the mic.
Can we whip it off your wall, do you think?
Aye,
show the camera.
Aye, rip it in, mate.
I'll grab it. You keep chatting.
That was my very first gig.
I don't want to damage it.
Just rip it, mate.
There we go. Nice one. So,
very first gig and I fucked it.
Yes, it's got. Did you? Aye.
I'm totally.
Nightmare.
Steaming out my face, mate.
I must have been there, man, but I don't remember you knackering it up so.
I did, mate.
But check this out, guys. I'll show the flyer at the camera. This is an MCF flyer when Jay McCleary was running Music Comes First Records and doing all sorts of stuff, pushing the scene a lot. Jay done so big up Jay McCleary. But have a look at this, guys. Some of the names zoom in.
I was on open mic,
so you can see the names on that. Like that's quality, man. It's like a blast from the past. Mad Hat McGore, Mr. Jinx, G-Force, Holmes, Twisted Methods. That was me, Wardy Burns, and Blasphemous Sinner. Dave Gunn, Nitty Grits, Max C. And then, where's your name? You not?
I was on open mic, mate.
Oh, you were on the open mic. Right, aye.
Still my first time on stage, but.
So that was your first time. Cool, man. Aye.
Mad Hat had just finished, and I stood up next to him. He hands me the mic.
Aye.
Then boom, that was it.
And you didn't do too well. Knackered it.
Nah, that's that understatement, mate. I ruined it.
Nightmare.
I remember because I was proper drunk because I was nervous, and when I started rapping to where the hook was meant to come in, I smashed my bars out, and it might be like just rapping slowly. I totally rapped them super fast. Then I found myself just standing there. Where's the hook? Then I just stood there and waited. Then the hook came in, and I had to do my other verse, and I was like, nah, fuck this.
Aye.
Just nerves, I was shaking like a shitting dog.
I can, I mean, I remember our first gigs and that, and messing them up, just cleanly forgetting my verse, and I started to learn. I remember early lessons, of learning that you didn't just stop, I started to learn that, that you could just fill the space with some nonsense. If there's someone else on stage where you give them a signal in a way that like, I've knackered that, you need to come in, and you can start to cover things up, and we started to get quite good at that, so when you knackered your verse, you'd be like rapping your verse, and it'd be on the beat, and your verse would go, and you just come up with something stupid like, so what, listen, check, Mad Hat, listen, go, what? And then Mad Hat would just start rapping. People would think it was, and folk were like, yeah, and it's just me making that up because like I've just forgot my verse,
But that's something I can't do as well. I cannot freestyle.
Aye.
At all.
Oh, me too. I'm not a freestyler.
Even if I try, I don't know. I just didn't try.
Aye.
Because I have tried and I've failed. I just repeat myself. And I say the word fuck or fucking about 30,000 times because it's the easiest word to remember.
Aye. I can freestyle to an extent where I can rhyme words and go for a while, but I'm not saying much. I'm just nonsense really. Compared to some folk that can really freestyle. I mean, Silver Tongue was unbelievable at. Did you see Silver Tongue doing that sort of stuff?
Very, very good.
I mean, he was. I used to say Silver Tongue was like a seriously intellectual rapper, like kind of like his brain could concoct raps on the spot that sounded like he wrote them, and he hadn't wrote them. Some people used to even say like, "Nah, that's written. He's regurgitating that." Nah, he wasn't. He sat in the studio with me and that and rapped sitting next to the couch and just making things up, and it was like, but it sounds like he'd wrote it, and it was like, that's amazing.
That's genius level.
Aye, I know. Ken what, I'm being dead amateur and I've got so well into this I didn't double check what time we were on, so I'm going to keep checking. I'll put you on the spot, you just keep talking for the camera, Tru.
Okay. Aye, freestyling, like legit freestyling, to me is a form of, it makes you a genius, like.
Aye.
It's genius level.
Aye, that we're all good. I ken how we're doing for the time now. I've done that on one of the other podcasts as well. I get too into it and don't pay attention to the details of what's actually going on. Aye, cool, man. So you sort of spoke about your first gig, and I take it like these days when you do gigs, are you just totally comfortable now?
No.
Nah, you still
nervous as fuck.
Aye, it's
but
funny I still get like that. If I had to go and do a gig this weekend or that, plus I've not done gigs in so long, I'd be well nervous.
Aye. I'm walking to the stage and getting on the stage, I'm totally shitting it. But when I get on stage and then I start, like, the beat comes on and I start rapping, I can at ease.
Aye.
And I really didn't want to get off stage because I feel like
you're going to have to then get off stage as well, eh? Aye.
But once I'm on, I didn't really like getting off.
Aye.
Even though I'm nervous in that, like, I feel my legs shaking.
Aye.
Like, I'll stand there and rap. Like, I've seen Mad Tat running about the stage performing. I'm like, I can't do that, mate. I've got to stand and just rap.
I'm very much a stander, eh? But and you get all sorts of insecurities, eh, when you're learning, eh, and you judge yourself and you watch yourself on wee videos folk have done, and you it's probably insecurities, eh? And I used to feel like I don't move enough. I always felt that I don't move enough when I'm on stage, and then
Same with me, but loads of people are like that.
Well then I saw, it must have been, Ken, around 2000 at time, eh? I saw the Up and Smoke tour, just watched it on, like, YouTube or something, don't know. And it totally changed my point of view. I probably used that as an excuse. And I was also a massive fan of this guy for years. And I saw Dre doing Up and Smoke tour. Eminem's jumping about, waving his arms around, and Snoop's crip walking and doing his wee hang. And Dre's just, yo, I'm Dre. I don't need your respect. I don't need it. You know, and he just stands and raps. And I was like, Dre just stands and raps. That's alright. I'm just going to stand and rap like Dre. And
like, I'll move my arms in that. I'll be like, I will move, but I'm literally moving in the same spot.
Yeah, aye. Well, I noticed I started to adapt the just the walk. Just the strolling from one side to the other. The occasional wee hand thing. And I was like, that'll do me, man. If I go out in that, I'm not even like a big dancer. Okay, if I go out getting me to dance, I need to have had a few pints in me before you get me dancing in a club or anything like that. Like,
nah, I don't dance at all. Like,
aye, exactly. I'd have to be drunk. Like,
even then, I would just rather just stand with my glass and just sway to the beat.
Aye,
you don't catch me on the dance floor dancing. Like,
it's funny, you love music and that, but I'm the same. You totally love music, but it's just like some folk just aren't made for dancing, and I don't know what it is. It's another insecurity probably. Just I look terrible dancing.
I know I look terrible dancing.
Aye.
There's no way I'm doing it.
Aye, I think I even in the past thought maybe I should go and get some dancing lessons or something. I've got no rhythm.
I've always wanted to sing, but I've tried to sing mine hooks.
Aye.
And I need to get someone to sing this. I can't sing.
Aye.
I would love to be able to sing.
Aye, I tried to do a wee bit of singing on some tunes. I've done wee bit. That tune I was showing you earlier, that one with Mark D's on the channel, I sing the hook, and I kind of wing it, and I try to use indie style singing on hip hop, and I find it's like quite easy because you're just really singing or speaking to a tune, so you're not like
Aye.
like these indie singers basically, Liam Gallagher, Noel Gallagher, people like that. They do sing, but they're not like fucking Mariah Carey and that. You know what I mean? If you get what I
It'd
mean.
be funny if he came out with us singing like that though.
Good. I done a tune for Word recently on his recent release, that Cheeky Cunt EP or something he done. And I just sang a hook on one of the tunes for him, and he gave me it and wanted me to do something to it, and I gave him it back with me singing on the hook. You know, I think he was expecting a verse, and I was like, yeah man, I don't, maybe I did a verse, I've lost track now, but I was like, I've sang a hook for you, see what you think. He was like, that's amazing, aye, that's quality. And it was quite indie style. I don't even remember how it went now, but again,
No, I wouldn't even attempt that. I know what my singing voice is like. Or even just...
oh yeah, no, it was like, what would you like me to say? That everything's gonna be okay. So a wee bit like indie. And then I just recorded a few layers, and I thought, that sounds cool, man. So it's not even really singing, it's like chanting or something, But aye.
No. I've noticed when I sing, I'll put on like a husky voice, like
Aye.
This doesn't sound like me, but I'm like, nah, this sounds fucking horrific. Get something in.
Dr. Dre would get you singing, man. Dr. Dre like famously got everyone singing. I think Dre got
pass on me, like.
Dre got Tupac even singing choruses slightly, like putting melody in, and Snoop Dogg says he'd never sang until he met Dre.
Tupac was singing.
Tupac puts his voice in tones, and Dre sort of taught him to do that for hooks and that. He puts it. It's not like he sings. The same with Snoop Dogg. He talks about it more. Well, I think it's because Tupac died. That Dre taught him to make his hooks more catchy by singing. So I can't think what tunes. So Dre would get you singing, man.
I can try.
Cool, man. So just sort of. So do you see yourself doing music for a long time, or are you getting to that age now where you're like, am I going to keep doing this or give it up, or just?
I'll do music until I can't do music.
Aye, just keep. Aye, yeah.
Aye.
I'm the same, man. Aye.
I don't want to. This makes sound deep, but I didn't want to be on my deathbed with a song still inside me.
Aye.
I want to die with none left to write. That's how I want to go out.
I think it's cool too because it's getting to the age now, and but I used to always say hip hop wasn't old enough to have old rappers, so it wasn't old enough yet. I used to say that years ago that it's not old enough yet, so rockers are still rocking when they're 60. You know, Paul McCartney's still rocking stages.
I can.
He's like
Bob
70. Dylan. Aye. And most of them did. They all kept going. Their popularity, their heyday was when they were younger, and that's when they blew up and they were all the big hits. But they still kept going as they got older. And I used to always say rappers will surely be the same, you know, big rappers. And now you can see Dre still raps. I'm talking about Dre a lot, but he's a good example, But he still raps on his albums, and he's, what, like 55? Is he more than that? I think he's more than that. I'm not sure.
Jay-Z's still gone. I don't know how old he is. Like.
Exactly, aye. And I reckon in 15 years from now, Jay-Z and that will still be dropping verses, you know.
Even Cypress Hill and what they called Onyx, I heard they make their verses, so they're still gone.
Aye, exactly. Be Real's still doing things, aye.
I think if you've got the passion for it, it's not going to, like, real passion for music. Then
a lot of stuff came out about Eminem, people... or just society sort of saying he was past it and he's too old, and then the whole Machine Gun Kelly thing ripping him because of his age and that, and it's almost like, nah, I think that's cool. Like Eminem's still going. People shouldn't be telling him like you're past it. Like,
nah, how can you be past making music?
I know.
How does that makes no sense?
And his age, it's like.
How old is Eminem?
I think he's like 46 or something now.
I guarantee you, in Machine Gun Kelly's Eminem's age, he's still making music.
Aye, I know. and it doesn't make him lose his edge. If anything, he's proven on his new tunes that he's still got lyrical ability coming out his ears, on his new stuff.
Aye.
And I don't understand any theory why that would go away as you get older. The only thing that goes away as you get older is if you're like a boxer, you're not going to last the 12 rounds quite as likely as you could when you had the stamina of a younger man. And if you get punched in the head, your brain can't take the shock as much. I can understand things like that with age, but when it comes to rapping words out your mouth, why would age affect that?
Or even his music in general. Like, look at fucking Freddie Mercury. That boy was dying having to sit on a seat still singing.
Aye, I know.
And he was literally close. Well, he died obviously, but he was like close to death and still smashing out songs.
To be honest, I think I don't do a lot of like rapping these days or even write much, but I have, like, I did something for Words EP less than a year ago, months ago anyway, and I had to write a verse and record it and all that. And then when I do it, I feel like this is better than anything I've ever done. I'm still better than I was ever, and you'll probably feel the same.
I think I get better in time, like
just constantly getting better. You're always, every time you do another one, it's, well, sometimes you do an exceptionally good one, you didn't beat it for a while, but normally you're just like constantly improving. You're just
aye. Like, I'm releasing an album September the 2nd.
Aye.
Last Forever it's called. Best thing I've ever done in my life.
Aye. This is what you're working on now, aye. Aye, cool.
It's finished in that. But I'm just saying I'm not putting it until September.
September the 2nd.
September the 2nd.
Cool. Aye. Nice one. I need to get some I want to get a UV Beats project back on the go with lots of artists on it and stuff, so I'll give you a shout to get on that as well.
I definitely, mate. I'll definitely do that.
Get a bunch of folk on. I've not done anything like that in ages, but to be honest, these podcasts are taking all my time as well. But and I'm putting wee tunes on the channel every now and then. But I'd like to do another UV Beats, like volume 4 or something. It would be, and get a bunch of folk on it again. But I got deterred from doing that because of like letdowns. Basically, I just spent so much time sending beats to folk.
I was one of them, mate. I never go back to you.
There's a whole load of them.
Yeah, so I apologise.
But a lot of folk like hit me up. I don't get angry about it. It's just deters you from doing it. And I spend fucking ages sending out all these beats and rendering the MP3s and emailing them to folk and then telling them details about the track and fucking, and then like nothing comes back. And then I would get deterred from working with that person again because I'm like, the last time I sent them, they did nothing. And then,
well, life going away from me, mate. That's exactly what happened for me.
Well, that's the thing. I don't get angry at it. I just feel like, God, that was a total waste of my time. I don't think I'll not name folk because I don't want to put folk on the spot. Folk have all messaged. Yeah, I think you maybe even messaged me at some point, and
I'm sure I did actually.
And folk will ken if they're watching, they'll know who they are because they messaged me too. And I was always like, it sound like, just try and do it as soon as you can, but then they'd be, I'll do it next month, mate. Hear nothing next month either. So like on my computer now, I've got about 18 tracks, and I can't release any of them because they all say reserved by blah 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 blah, and I can't do anything because now they're in people's inboxes and I'm waiting for the vocals. And there's like 18 tracks, man. I've got a whole release sitting there. And I think your name's on 2 of them, Is that
2 of them,
Aye, your name's on 2 of them.
They're still reserved for me?
Aye, they're still there with your name on them.
I'll get on it, mate.
Aye, your names are on those still sitting there with your name on them.
Expect them in the next...
That's what I mean. I'm not raging about it. It's just like, fuck, I can't get it out because it's all set. But as I say, like, names on them all, And those 2 tracks, I've got one coming out in a week or so, and one I just put on the channel last week. Those were the only 2 that I could really release them now. Everything else is all sort of tied up waiting for folk to get back to me.
Well, I'll get on it, mate.
So get yours to me, man, and you'll be on the channel on the next ones.
I'll get it.
Nice one, man, nice. Well, that's just been a total UV Beats fucking chat for a wee while now.
That's alright, mate.
So how proud are you to get to work with UV Beats?
Proud, mate.
I'm joking, mate.
UV Beats is a name in the scene, mate.
It's old school, Now. I remember chatting to another.
Legendary, didn't it? Old school's thingy. Legendary is a better name.
Aye, I remember chatting to a rapper. I'll not say who, someone that's been about as long as us in the scene, and say, man, it's changed so much in that, and he worded it perfectly, like, it's completely different now, mate, since you've stopped doing stuff so much. There's complete new local heroes, and they've took over now, you know, and it was like, that was an eye opener for me, like, that's mad, eh? Like, the big names in the scene now are way bigger than the names that used to be big now, you know what I mean? So it used to be all about Mad Hat, and it used to be all about Respect BA and Silver Tongue and people that really jumped out, and now it's not really about any of them anymore, not in a bad way, but now it's really like about Shogun and Sherlock and Zesh, and they're all amazing rappers, but it's like it's all changed a lot. Aye, they are. Aye, Ken. Somebody that's like got longevity is Mog, eh?
Mog, for me, is the best thing to ever come to Scotland.
Aye, I know. Me too.
Hands down. And even if someone tries to debate it, well, everyone's entitled to an opinion.
Mm-hmm. I have him I don't say he's like the best, I say he's like in that handful of the best. You know, like I've got a few that I just sort of respect equally, but I know what you mean. If there's a position for the best rapper in Scotland, Mog's in the competition. Like, if there was a competition, he's definitely in that with a bunch of other boys, and they'll have to have a big fight about it.
Fair enough. For me, Mog wins it. Like, even if I had to make a top 10, Mog's in my top 10.
Aye.
I mean, artists say, over like Tupac and Jadakiss and blah blah. Top 10, Mog's in mine.
Aye. Oh, he's got such a great delivery, the sound of his voice and everything. Not also on top of just what his content. And he's amazing, eh?
Oh, he's different class.
So Mog will be getting. I've spoke to Mog. He'll be getting on. I've already got him booked in. Not telling you anymore. You can, but I'm not telling you anymore. You down there. Cool, man. I mean, we've pretty much covered everything about what got you into music. It was actually just life got you into music. Your life, the way
life.
Yeah, and we've spoke about like you plan to keep doing it. You're not planning to stop.
Never stop.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of folk are the same, eh? A lot of artists are like, you do it for so long, how are you meant to just stop? Like, what else are you gonna do? Go and start playing golf or something?
Nah, I'd rather make music.
And
films. I'm shooting a film too.
Aye.
I've wrote a script for it, finished the script. The film's called Last Forever as well, but it's really got nothing to do with the album.
Ah, cool.
It's just called that.
Oh, nice. Oh, well, that'll be something to look forward to as well. You can chat more about that on the next part too, about things you're working on and stuff and things for the future. So that's the next part. So we'll just end this part, I think, man. I think we've covered a few wee things in that. So we're going to go at the second break, and there's going to be another track from Tru. I nearly said Tru Factz. Another track from Tru coming up. All details will be on the screen, and we'll catch you again in a bit.
Darkness is coming, it's surrounding you, it's overwhelming you. Get up!
Ain't it hard to write this song? But I just put all my fucking heart, what's left of it, on the page. Please feel this. My days are dark and my thoughts inside are never pleasing. They ain't leaving and I wonder if my life has meaning. Heavy breathing and I toss and turn, I can't sleep. I feel the devil slowly planting seeds deep in me. I know this voice in my head is a deadly curse. Since I moved to faith, I can swear it's gotten worse. But I guess I'll take the good with the bad. I'll stay focused on my path as I smile and fake laugh. I am trapped. I would like to say I'm living well, but deep inside I am battling all kinds of hell. I try to talk, but nobody wanna listen. I look at my reflection and I know something's different. My heart is missing and I've lost all my innocence. The voice says it's been here since I was a kid. Tried to hide my anger along with my depression, but I guess it hit the surface. It's been years in the making. I ain't blessed.
Words cannot say, but your eyes make me feel so okay. Deepest blue come me through. Feel the torment of my mind and remind me what is true.
If I could go back, I'd tell little me not to love. Never trust and accept pain is the one. When you get older, everyone you love will do you wrong. I know it's hard, but you in misery do get along. They stab you in the back or eventually leave. The tears on your pillow really helps you get to sleep. I know you cried yourself to sleep last night. I was watching, and don't be ashamed, cause I still do it often. We relied on Nana to tell us it's okay. To be honest, that's the reason we'll never go to our grave. We can't stand there dropping tears over our soul. I guess God took our heart and replaced it with a hole.
Words cannot say, but your eyes make me feel so okay. Deepest blue come me through. Feel the torment of my mind and remind me what is true. Feel the torment of my mind and remind me what is true.
Right, guys, so that's us back. Hope you enjoyed that track there from Tru. Everything should have been on screen as per before. If you can download it or where it's available or if it's coming out soon, etc. We're just going to get on with the last part, which is basically based on sort of your accomplishments in your music, things you're proud of, like people you've worked with or music you've released or anything really that's you feels like an accomplishment, and then we'll kind of go into what you're working on just now, what you're focused on, and sort of hopes for the future, what you'd like to maybe do more of and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the basis for this part. So just starting off, maybe what sort of accomplishments, things have you done that you're really proud of?
I made it to Outlaw Radio in Canada, which
Cool.
I was proud of. Teaming up with people in New York, Texas, making like joint albums. What was it called again? It was called Harlem Edinburgh, actually.
Alright.
Like a big mixtape. I was proud of that. Then opened up for Mike Righteous in October. But that's the one I hold on to.
Aye.
Because I'm a huge fan of Mike Righteous, and standing on stage with him is just like, whoa.
Yeah, I always thought he was similar style, like ability as to Devlin, Mike Righteous. I'm not a massive fan of Mike, but I always kind of I thought he had that quite raw style, like that hardcore. It's got
Alright,
quite
aye,
hardcore, delivery and stuff, like Devlin,
Aye, when Mike Righteous speaks, you can it's coming from somewhere.
Aye.
Total, like raw, like you say, it's
Yeah.
hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
And we started this boys all over America, like Milwaukee, Texas, New York, started like this wee group kind called ONC, and because I was working with them, they put me on it, and then we started working together like that. Then I dropped a song where a boy who was, true story, signed to Machiavelli Records by Tupac's cousin, and I done a song with him, and I had like Machiavelli Records, the poster on that featuring Tru Factz, and I was like, yes.
Cool, man. Yeah.
I was cheesing at that.
A total idol, eh? Tupac, and that's a big idol to you, eh?
Huge, mate.
Aye.
Huge. But well, say featured with him. That was actually my song on my album, but because he was obviously on it, we used it for that album too.
Aye. So he used the track as well for his release, basically.
Aye.
Cool.
And that was good. That's actually my biggest views on YouTube. That song.
Aye.
Nearly 10,000 views or something.
Quality.
Okay.
And that's on YouTube now.
YouTube now.
So what should people search to check that out?
Criminal, Tru Factz. And you should come up like that.
Aye. Yeah. Criminal. True
Criminal.
Fact. Is that the track name?
Track's called
Yeah.
Criminal, aye.
So check that on YouTube, eh? That's his big one that he's done with a sort of Tupac affiliate almost.
Tupac's cousin. Legit cousin.
Tupac's cousin. That's pretty cool. So there's something for you to go and check out.
And speaking with the Outlaws too, I had Outlaws phone numbers and phoning them.
Aye.
True story.
Which outlaws are?
Young Noble, Edie, Hussein, but I spoke to Big Psych over Twitter.
Big Psych. Oh, what?
I'm telling you, mate, I was itching to do a song with these guys, but Young Noble was a bit of a dick, if I'm being honest.
Because I was going to say Young Noble, Hussein, Big Psych. But as soon as he said Big Psych, that was like Big Psych.
But he died, so did Hussein Fail. But the funny story is,
Yeah,
though, I got Hussein's failed number.
Big Psych died.
Big Psych died. Heart attack.
I don't know if I even knew that.
He died, mate.
Oh, what?
But funny story is, when I first phoned Hussein Fatal, I phoned it and hung up. Because I was like, fuck's sake. Put the phone in my pocket, sat in the living room, and all I could hear was, hello, hello, hello. It's coming from my pocket now. I dialed him by mistake, so I hung up again. I was like, fuck, I need to phone him. Phoned him, and the way he rapped is how he spoke over the phone. And I was like, you're legit, mate. You're not just some fanny who's passed me his number.
Aye.
But we had like a flyer where our faces merged together in it. And then he fucking died too.
Aye. I was aware he died, eh? And then, who was I'm totally not massive on the Outlaws and that. I was massive Tupac fan. I had that
right.
Outlaws album, the classic Outlaws album with them sitting in the Cadillac on the front cover and stuff.
Still alright.
Still Arise, aye. It was an amazing album, but I'm just not totally clued up on who's who. But who was the one that died early on?
Gaddafi.
Was it?
Aye.
Yeah.
And it was Napoleon's cousin who shot him.
Ah, right. Ah. Mad, eh? I was aware one died, and Gaddafi was amazing, eh?
Aye.
Yeah.
I heard the story that Gaddafi wrote a lot of Tupac songs, but I choose not to believe it.
Aye, well, I remember realising at the time I really liked Gaddafi's verses and realising, wow, and he's the one that died. Like,
Gaddafi was bad boy. Proper bad boy. Then Napoleon joined Islam and he moved to Saudi Arabia. Quit music.
because Tupac had a couple of, he had the Outlaws, but Thug Life, was that a separate group?
I didn't think Thug Life was a group. I think Tupac just was trying to push Thug Life.
Aye.
And he had certain rappers, but
It wasn't really a group.
he said it's a way of life, it's not a group.
Aye. But there was people rapping with them on the tunes, eh? Aye. That made it feel like it was a group.
Aye, if you were a foot, that's a group.
Aye.
But
Oh, well, there you go, aye. I always loved just Tupac solo stuff, mainly, like, tons of it. Like, the All Eyes on Me album's probably the best album he ever put out, I reckon.
Possibly the best hip hop album. I'd put that up there for that.
Aye.
That and the 7-Day Theory.
Yeah, that was the Machiavelli one, eh? Aye, that was amazing too. Forgot the name of the track.
Hail Mary, Toss It Up.
It was one of the last ones on the album. And
Against All Odds. Hold Your Head.
Did it have steel drums in it? Jamaican vibe drummy things in it.
That all I need in this life is me and my girlfriend.
Oh, I mean, that was a classic. Jay-Z and Beyonce ended up copying that.
That's not allowed, man.
I know, eh? It was like, and their version blew up, eh? But it was like Tupac's version was still better, like.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? But their version obviously blew up because it just had Beyonce on it.
Aye.
No disrespect to Jay-Z, but that was Beyonce. That was her fans and that made that blow up, I think. Like, aye. I forgot what the track was.
White Man's World.
There's other tunes as well though on other albums. Are You Still Down? That's a good album. Are You
It's a
Still
great
Down?
album.
And the actual tune, Are You Still Down? Raise 'em up, remember me? Are you still down? Raise 'em up,
I remember that.
me?
Hellraiser 2. No Ghetto Gospel. What was the other one?
That's what I mean. I know all these tunes. Mama, raise the Hellraiser.
Aye. I wonder if Heaven's got a ghetto.
I wonder if Heaven's got a ghetto. Oh man, it's amazing, eh? Like, so many good tunes.
So many.
Aye. I think that's why he overshadowed his group members to me. I was just like, yeah, the other guys are good, but they don't touch Tupac. Like,
No. Not at all.
aye, cool. Well, we were going on a bit of a mad one about Tupac there, but that's all good. The Tupac fans will enjoy the chat. Tell us, right, you're such a big Tupac fan. While we're on it, tell us a fact about maybe Tupac or Machiavelli or Thug Life or something that maybe people might not know. You might know because you're such a big fan.
Put me on the spot.
I mean, I know that, like I'd said like before, like Tupac's. We were chatting before. Tupac's mum was a Black Panther, and that some people may not know that. Most people should.
Most people should know that. I know that.
She was actually one of the leaders, wasn't she? She was high up in the Black Panthers.
Aye, she was up there.
Yeah.
In fact, I can. There was a boy in hospital mauled by a dog, and Tupac was on the way to a video shoot or film shoot or something, and he took a detour because he knew he found out this wee boy was a Tupac fan, so he's waiting there, no paparazzi, no media, no none, and chilled with the wee boy.
Oh, what? No one knowing he's coming, eh? Aye. That's quality, eh?
Well, that's something small, but people might not have done that.
You seen the video online when he's walking through New York when he's just a struggling artist, and there's
And
a
he
guy,
trashes that boy.
the guy selling his tapes
I've seen that.
on the side of the road, and he's like, take that shit off your shelf. That's my music.
When I come back here, that better not be there.
Yeah, and that's amazing footage, eh? Like, and he was just at the beginning of starting to get a name, wasn't he? He wasn't quite world famous or that, eh? But that's crazy as well. Cool, man. That's enough Tupac anyway, eh? Cool. Well, maybe just like, you kind of covered some accomplishments. Is there any other sort of accomplishments that come to mind that, I mean, you were saying obviously your big track you done with Tupac's cousin, and then
Tupac's cousin signed an artist. I done it with him.
Right, cool.
actually,
Tupac's cousin ran the label.
Aye.
Aye, cool. And then your Mike Righteous gig. Did you say that? You did.
Aye, Mike Righteous.
On
But
that,
he
on
actually
that,
I never gave him food poisoning. That's a lie. I took when Mike Righteous arrived in Edinburgh. I took him to some place to get haggis because he says he never had haggis before, and then he got food poisoning.
Oh, what?
You should have seen him on stage, man. It was hard to look at, like he was fucked.
Yeah. I was going to make a wee joke there about.
I don't want to mention the place that we got the haggis for, just in case it wasn't the haggis and it fucking fucks their building up, but it was definitely the haggis because I've had a wee dodgy stomach too, like.
I was going to say, just with with sense of humour in mind, surely only an Englishman could get food poisoning for haggis, eh?
Aye.
That's not too bad to say. That's alright. It's only a joke.
But the Mike Righteous thing's probably my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah, and that's been quite recently, eh? And when was that? Just a few months ago?
October.
Last year. Aye. I think I remember seeing that gig. I remember you posted on Facebook saying, after all that lockdown and no being able to do nothing, your first gig is with Mike Righteous. And I seen you on Facebook saying something about no bad start.
Aye. That lockdown was heavy.
Aye, I know, eh?
No one's ever seen anything like that before.
Oh, it was mad, eh?
And I know I had to come back with something. I couldn't just spit rhymes. I had to come back.
I thought it was going to be like people getting dragged off the street and like dragged into vans if they were seen walking on the pavement when it all first came out in the news and that. I was thinking like, what? But it was never actually that bad here. Nobody was getting dragged into vans or told. You were just getting warned and that and told to go home and stuff if they caught folk, eh? But
they can still party doing it at number 10.
I can, eh? Cool, man. Well, we've got a wee bit of time still. So what sort of things are you working on just now, music wise, and focused on trying to get done?
I'm working on an album called Last Forever, which is honestly up there. I'm not really cocky or that, but this is banging. And a movie tape, which I just finished the script, so hopefully start shooting that soon.
Cool.
And music videos.
So is this like a full length movie sort of thing? Like
Nah, it's going to be short.
A short film.
See,
sort
when
of thing.
I first said that, I was like, I'm going to do a short movie, half an hour, and people are like, but short movies are like 10 minutes, 5 minutes or something just straight to the
15
point.
minutes and stuff. Aye.
Someone said, what you're making is an episode. And I was like, well, fuck it then, I'll make a
Oh, well, make your first episode then. You might end up making a second episode or something. Aye.
Hopefully people like it. Like.
Sound, if you're needing an actor in that, and I talk
You were doing accents a minute ago.
Aye,
You could be like, play a Englishman.
Yeah, man, I can do tons of accents. Accents is my thing, eh? Like, I used to pride myself in it, but I'm 40 now. It's been so long since I've played that game. I used to sit and say to folk, like, tell me to do an accent, and I'd just try every accent. Hit me with an accent. Nothing too hard, man.
Do the accent you were doing with that boy you met in Jamaica.
Well, like, just like, there's me fucking phone, mate. Know what I mean? Fuck's sake, sitting trying to have a chat and the phone keeps going off. Know what I mean? And then,
So I'm not
like,
good at accents. Like.
and you've got like the southern Irish accent, just curly little accent that they talk with the little curly accents. You know, it's the little southern accent.
I'll give you that. It's not as good as the English one though.
And then the northern accent's a bit more like that.
That
you know,
sounds
'cause
believable.
that's like the northern Ireland, but not like in the little southern villages. But of course, if you're gonna just throw another shrimp on the barbie, then I'm happy to eat the fucking shrimp, mate. If you're gonna fucking cook it.
You're funny.
Accents are my thing, so you need an accent in your movie. I'm the man. As long as it's Australian, English, or Irish.
I'll find something for you. But I
So
say
yeah.
the movie's called Last Forever Tate, so's the album, but they're different, they're just called the same thing.
Ah, right. Mm-hmm.
It's no based on anything.
They're not
like that.
based. Aye. Just got the same name, eh? Releasing them near the same time, sort of thing.
Hopefully, this is my very first movie I've ever made, so I'm a wee bit scared because I don't know what to expect, so it could take longer than I expected.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Or it could all go well and be done quick.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't want to half-ass anything or rush anything, so...
When you start something new, you're learning, you don't know how long things take, blah, blah, blah. A big surprise I got with this, doing the podcast, I was like, right, I've got to film them, make a plan, meet folk and do all that. Then I've got to edit it all. And the big massive surprise for me editing it all, I can edit a video in like an hour and a half. Like, and editing tunes, you're sitting for hours, like editing a tune, making it perfect, and you can edit these videos in an hour and a half if you're in a hurry. And it's like, that was a big surprise for me. I was like, nice, so I can go and film these, come back, and if I want, I can edit it straight away and it's done.
Aye. So I've noticed that with music videos too, when I've done, because I do everything myself, like mixing, mastering, recording, filming. Well, I get my cousin that to help me film, but I'll edit the filming that. And the music videos I can just bash.
Aye. Something about editing video seems a lot quicker. I've never done a lot of it, eh? I'm getting used to it now, and it seems a lot quicker than editing music. Music's got so many levels as well, especially if you're making the beat too. You've got to master all the kick drum and the snare and the bass and everything, and get them all in proportion, sounding right, and on limiters, and it takes forever just to get the beat ready. And then it's like, right, time to put vocals on and then get that mix perfect. And that's a pure art in itself as well. It takes forever, man. To do one tune can take.
Aye, but can you ever get it perfect? But
Nah, that's what we were saying, eh? Like, you're never 100%
a song's never
happy.
finished, it's only surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we said earlier.
Aye. Who said that? Someone said.
Rick Rubin.
Aye. You were saying that earlier, eh? That's normal.
Which is true, like.
Totally, man. Cool. So you've got your album you're hoping to come out in September.
September the 2nd.
Aye. Cool. That's the date you're aiming for.
That's the date.
2nd of September.
Everywhere.
And it'll be everywhere. Aye, on all streaming sites and everything. And
Everywhere, aye.
Cool. And if folk want to find you on like Facebook or anything like that, how will they find you if they want to even like follow your stuff, or what's the best way to?
Probably Instagram.
Aye.
I put everything on my Instagram.
And
That's
what-
just One Nation True.
All right.
But
One Nation.
One
True.
as in like the number one nation, then 7RU.
Aye. Cool. So One Nation 7RU, and you'll find him on Instagram, and then on Instagram you're going to find all links to things he's doing and stuff.
Spotify and all
Aye.
that, you'll find that.
Cool.
Then there's a label page which is One Nation Records
Aye. All right.
on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube.
Cool. Nice one. So I mean that's pretty much what you're focused on now anyway. Your short movie and your album. So have you got any further future plans that you would really? Do you have any like ideas? I'd really like to do that. Or I'd like to build a studio somewhere, or I'd like to. Have you got any things in your mind that are big hopes? Like 5 years from now, I'd like to be able to do that, or like.
Aye, but again, it sounds cocky, but I didn't mean a cocky way. I would like to have like One Nation everywhere. Like you just see it everywhere you go. Like instead of like taking part, take over, sort of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I just want music and finding other artists and then just pushing them and have everywhere.
Aye.
Like in the clubs, radio, videos, just totally flood.
Yeah, lots of work, eh? So you don't hope to build it into a proper label. Would you like to have artists on the end up probably one day managing a label more and having artists on it and that?
That's what I want to do.
Aye. Mm.
Because even if I didn't rap forever, I want to be involved in music forever.
Aye.
But I don't think I'll ever give up rapping, but music wise, I want to find people and just push.
I find I was saying on one of the other podcasts, the Edinburgh scene seems quite sort of quiet now. Like there's not many up and coming younger rappers coming out of Edinburgh. Eh? There's tons coming out of Glasgow and all that. Are you aware of like any young up and coming rappers that seems like in Glasgow there's tons of them, and I'm maybe
in Edinburgh, aye, but it's no my style.
aye.
So I didn't really pay attention to it.
I wish there was more just traditional Scottish rappers coming out of Edinburgh like it used to be when we were all younger, eh? And it's sort of quieting down a wee bit. Because as you say, I'd love to bump into some wee guy, and you're obviously going to be passionate about where you're from. So I could work with Glaswegian rappers as well, which I'm not against doing that. I've worked with tons of folk in Glasgow and that. But I'd like to work with like a young 20-year-old Edinburgh rapper who's got something about him and do an EP for him or something. You know, I'd love to do that. Someone that new comes out. The only person I've ever spotted that I thought, oh wow, I could make some really cool tunes with him was Pogsy. You remember? He's not done a lot. He's popped up online with a few wee things on 1250 TV and.
Aye, see, I'll rate him.
Aye.
I'll rate him. Aye.
I totally, as soon as I saw, I think it's Pogsy. I think that's how you say it. First time I seen him, I was like, he's quality. He's got like.
He's bad boy.
He's got a lot of likability about him and that. And he only dropped a few wee things, and folk went nuts.
He's always
for it.
came with bars, but
Aye.
always.
Folk went. There's a line he says, "I went to school with a pound. Suppose that's better than now." And I just loved that. Eh? I went to school with a pound. Suppose that's better than now.
Aye,
And I was just like, that's quality, man. Like, just little things, eh?
It didn't have to be just rappers though. Like just music in general.
Singers and that as well. Aye.
Everything.
I enjoy working with singers as well too. I'd like to. Well, I've been getting into my house music and stuff as well, eh? So
Seen.
aye, so that'll be one of the next. You got a wee sneak peek at it and that, eh?
I can.
So that'll be coming out in like 2 weeks. That wee house track. And
So that's nice too.
I've got like a 7-track house album sitting half made, eh? So I'm gonna release like a wee EP, house EP. So that'll be cool.
I'll jump on a track of that.
You could. I was thinking I might incorporate rappers on it, eh? Because I've not got rappers on it. It's just house. And I was thinking maybe I should get a couple of just verses, just a wee verse here and there, kind of like not filling it
Something
with
different.
just a wee verse on it there, and taking it back to the early 90s when like I quoted this tune to someone else, and that Mr. Vane, remember? Call him Mr. Random, call him Mr.
I remember that.
And then like it was and then at the end there was just this wee rappy. The guy, I can't even remember the lyrics. The guy rapped a wee verse. It's maybe sometimes only 8 bars. Can't remember how it went. Call me Mr. Reader, call me Mr. Wrong, call me Mr. Wrong.
I think I remember that actually. I remember the song.
Aye, man. It's totally like I want to bring back that sort of style, like that cool wee funky rap and that on the banging house beat. But
Date, mate.
yeah, bringing back the 90s, man.
Date.
Start wearing high tops and that, and fucking baggy trousers again and everything.
Nah.
Well, cool, man. So I think we're pretty much there, I mean, let's hope you blow up One Nation Records and get.
That's the plan.
Aye. So you can always, if you were a while ago, you were hitting me up with a couple of what you're working with. I was meant to send you beats. So there you go, man. You were meant to send me vocals, you never done it, and I was meant to send.
I'm not working with that person anymore.
But I was meant to send you beats, and I never done it.
Aye.
Aye. So it's all right. We've both.
So we're equal. We're equal.
Aye, you don't need to feel so bad. Now I feel like a bit of a fanny.
Nah, don't.
That's all good. Right, sound, man. Well, nothing else you wanted to really add? I think we've covered a lot today.
Aye.
I'm going to get folk back on as well, and as I was saying, I'm thinking about getting some of these like banter podcasts, getting multiple folk on. So maybe get you on one of them and have a wee round table, 4 mics or something, four guys on.
Count me in for that, like.
That'll be a good bit of fun, a bit of banter and that, and no real set plan, just like entertainment, Oh man, I could picture folk spitting bars and that. Spit that new verse, man. Like
That'd be tidy.
Aye. Cool, man.
I'm totally for that, mate.
Nice one, man. Well, I think we'll just finish it up then. And thanks a lot for coming on. A fist pump, everyone. And yeah, thanks to everybody for watching. And yeah, I think that's us. We'll catch you soon. Peace. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any upcoming content.